The second country that we were going to visit was the Netherlands. Flying into Amsterdam, some of my first thoughts were, of course, the pot shops with all the weed and all the space cakes, and then you have also the red light district and party time. But even with the small amount of time that we had to stay in Amsterdam, we found out that this city holds a lot more than just that. So here are some of my favorite things I've found while exploring Amsterdam. The hotel that we stayed at was the Art Hotel in Amsterdam there, and it had pretty good reviews at booking.com, and it is a great place actually, right in the heart of everything. You have fun shops just south of it. There's the train station that's close by. You can see the famous canals to the west, which the area includes one of my favorite places to go eat, the Pancake Bakery, and their Dutch pancakes are amazing. They actually became one of my new favorite foods to eat. And if you want to check out the infamous red light district, it is also a walking distance from the hotel. Not only was the hotel in a great location, but it was a very cool place to stay, especially if you're an art lover. The hotel rooms were decorated very nicely. It kind of reminded me of a swanky place in Las Vegas. But they also had tons of artwork around the hotel, like these Bankskis and different statues, and just art was all around the hotel and made it a very interesting place to stay. But just a warning, some of the artwork around the hotel can be a little risque, so you might have some explaining to do if you bring the children. One of the things that I noticed when I started walking around Amsterdam was just how charming everything was. It had these beautiful old buildings. Everybody was very kind of relaxed, and just kind of a chill atmosphere that made me actually really comfortable just walking around the city. In many places like the Canal District, people are traveling mostly by walking or on bike. There's hardly any cars, and it's a very nice city just to stroll around and enjoy the view. The Canal District was also a very nice place to stroll around in the evening, with the last light falling upon the water of the canals and the streets lit up by the warm glow of their lanterns. This was a very enjoyable place that created a very memorable walk. I really enjoyed the architecture of the townhomes in Amsterdam. It's not like anything that I've seen before. There were these areas that consisted of these beautiful, tall and skinny townhomes with ornate gable roofs. What made them truly unique though is that they are tilted and almost leaning upon each other just to keep erect. I think it just adds to the charm of Amsterdam. I was not too familiar with Dutch food, but I quickly fell in love with it, especially with this place, the Pancake Bakery, and their wonderful Dutch pancakes. We ordered a savory pancake, and it was filled with ooey gooey cheese and ham, and had a barbecue sauce for dipping. And if you have not had one of these beauties before, imagine kind of a pizza on top of a fluffy hot pancake, and it will kind of give you an idea of what it's like. To balance out the savory pancake, we also ordered some of the traditional poffertjes. These are our mini yeast pancakes that are light and fluffy. They are served with powdered sugar and butter and make a perfect sweet treat for breakfast. We of course had to order a cup of coffee for breakfast, and it was a very good flavorful coffee that also came with a bonus mini stroopwafel. And these are like little waffle cookies sandwiched around the sweet caramel filling. It's perfect for dunking into your coffee and enjoying it warm. Another fun food favorite was this rissoles that we got out of a vending machine, and these are deep fried pastries that are filled with mincemeat and just make the perfect afternoon snack. And of course we had to try a Dutch apple pie, and so we went to a place called Winkel 43, which is known for having one of the best, and I have to agree. I mean, look at the size of this pie and the chunks of apple. It was so good. It was a very good slice of pie. Another great thing about Amsterdam is the amount of Indonesian restaurants that they have. Now, Indonesia was a Dutch colony for over 350 years, which is a long time, and in this time they kind of swapped their favorite food. So in Indonesia you'll find a lot of Dutch foods, and you will also find a lot of Indonesian foods in the Netherlands. One of our favorite Indonesian restaurants was called Kartika. They have a 4.5-star rating on TripAdvisor. They specialize in what is called a restafel, which stands for rice table. A restafel is presented with many little dishes, kind of like Indonesian tapas. I highly recommend this as you get to try a whole bunch of different Indonesian dishes, and each one has its unique spice and flavor to it. There are vegetable dishes like gado-gado, which has vegetables with tofu and peanut sauce. And there are famous meat dishes like beef rendang, which is one of my favorites. It's a spicy beef curry that they cook for hours and hours and just creates this wonderful concoction of tender beef and all these different spices. It's magical. But Indonesian food is well known for using many spices and taking a long time to prepare. And when you taste it, you can really tell that a lot of care has been taken into this food. It's a must-try when you're in Amsterdam. Now, my fifth favorite thing is actually all the artwork that is around. I was an art major, and I love art history. I dabble in paints and drawing and stuff like that, but one of my favorite artists of all time was actually a Dutch painter, and they have a museum dedicated to his works here, and that's Vincent van Gogh. And if you're a huge fan of his works, then you have to go visit this museum. Unfortunately, after taking some photos in the Van Gogh Museum, I found out that they don't really want you to do that. So out of the respect of the museum, I'm not going to be showing any of the photos I took, but I did see some Van Gogh paintings when I went to New York a couple years ago. I actually got to see one of my favorite paintings of all time, and that's The Starry Night. I couldn't believe it. It's amazing after seeing this artwork in the history books. Actually seeing it in real life is an incredible experience. It's really fun to look at his paintings, but one of the things that you don't really get to see in a textbook is actually the different layers of that paint. And so I try to capture a photo here and take a look at the side view and where you can see kind of just the buildup of the layers of paint that he used. It's really incredible thing to see. But if you do get a chance to go to the museum in Amsterdam, I highly recommend it because I've never seen such a huge collection of his works. I mean, it is, I think, 2 or 3 stories high and just filled with his artwork and just all the different colors and painting techniques that he used throughout the whole history of his life. It's an amazing thing to see. Now, behind the chill atmosphere of Amsterdam, you'll find a place that wants to party. You have the red light district with tons of bars and other adult activities. Now, it's legal to smoke marijuana in Amsterdam. The places that you go are called coffee shops, but they're not really selling coffee. It's where you go to smoke marijuana. And if marijuana is not your thing, then they also have a couple of the famous breweries there. There's the Amstel beer, and there's also tons of Heinekens. You can almost find a Heineken on every street corner, almost like a Starbucks in the United States. So if you need a party, Amsterdam probably has a place for you. Now, on the second day of our trip in the Netherlands, we decided to take a trip up to the Zandzeeschans, which is this beautiful area up north where they have a lot of their old windmills and historical buildings. So it's kind of a fun place to go and learn the history of the Netherlands and the Dutch, and I can't wait to show you that.